Jai Gurudev. So, in our previous session, that is in the last class, we have clearly understood that the only way to get out of ignorance is to slay the ignorance with a sword called knowledge. Very clearly, emphatically, he says, the sword of knowledge alone will be in a position to establish us in yoga. So, stand up, he says. Now, again in 4:7, he says, Lord Krishna, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhya cha mano buddhihi mamaivapyasa samshayaha. So, here he says, continuing with what he was saying earlier, the nature of fruit of birth of man, correct? Determined by the ideas and objects is dominate the mind at the time of death, right? So always we should know that the last thought of the previous birth will be the first thought of this birth. Similarly, the last thought while we slip into sleep will be the first thought with which we get up. Therefore, night before going to bed, if we keep on thinking of the Lord, then whole night gets transformed into yajna, tapas or japa. Similarly, students before going to bed, if they contemplate on the studies, the whole night revision happens. Correct? So this way, the births are determined. So spiritual thought at the last moment of our birth, the whole lifetime of sadhana is achieved. Just to remember Krishna at the last month of birth, we are practicing all through our day. For example, all through our lives or not day. For example, if Tendulkar or any cricketer, why only Tendulkar to patronize? If any person, for example, even a student, if he has to take an exam, just for 3 hours of examination, he has to study for 9 months. This 9 months culminates in the 3 hours as to how he performs. He or she, anything. Similarly, the last breath that we take, that should be of the ultimate. For that, all the sadhana and practices. Here it says, remember me at all times. At all times. At all times, to be underlined. Always remember. And then you work. You go out to the world with the thought of the Almighty. And surrender your mind and intellect onto Him. Onto Him. Mai, it said. Then he says, only then you will attain me. My samshaya, no doubt about it. Keep on thinking of me and work in the world outside with the mind and intellect surrendered to God. We are bound to reach Him. No doubt about it. This applies to everybody in all walks of life. Even in your corporate, in your office, if you have to work, you have to work with passion and heart plunged in your work. No compromise there. Then results are bound to come. Remember one thing, never ever compromise in quality and performance. Never compromise, never compromise. The moment we compromise in quality and performance, then the results also gets compromised, diminished proportionately. Even students, this chapter is not important. These are very important things. No, that is not the way of studies. That is not the way one has to learn. Irrespective of important things, the motto is to gain knowledge. Whether they come in the 3-hour examination or not is secondary, but the knowledge has to be there which helps you in further studies. For in this particular examination, that may not be there. But somewhere this chapter reflects there, then it becomes a problem. Then you can't go back to a previous class and do revision. Think. Turning on the stove or switching on the stove, we should not think what we are supposed to cook. Before switching on the stove, we should think what we are supposed to do, what things to be kept on the cooking platform, have the ingredients, items, bring the results, have everything, and then switch on the stove. It happens in a jiffy. As at the snip of the finger, it happens like this. Without knowing what to do, without knowing what is there, what vegetables are available at home, suddenly there are no vegetables, they want to do bisibele bath. How? Planning. Therefore I say mind should be alert always. And nobody is hypoglycemic here, where the mind becomes a bit sluggish. When the glucose level in the body, when when there is low diabetes, mind will not be that clear, tiredness will be there. Yes, we are all hale and healthy. Work. Let there be a coordination of the mind. Let there be planning, as Gurudev said. First plan out your work and then work out your plan. Without planning, what work we can do? Without planning, what work? You have to plan. Similarly here, our first plan is to surrender to Him, the Supreme, and to have Him in our heart always. Every breath we should keep thinking of Him and doing. No, it doesn't. There will not be split in your concentration. There are a lot of people who can play FM radio and study. There are people who watch TV and write homework and they don't know what they have written, and the teacher cannot read what they have written. But this particular thing, thinking of the Lord always and then working, enhances you. It works like a catalyst, which hastens the process without distorting anything. Thinking of the Lord always, every breath, and surrendering the mind and intellect and the fruit of results to Him. Yes, we shall achieve. Because here now, in this particular context, we are speaking about realization or moksha, nirvana, or how to become Buddha. So it says, we shall reach Him undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. My eva yashyasi, He says. Me alone you shall attain. So, practice to think of the Lord and every breath, every inhalation say Narayana, every exhalation say Krishna, or any other deity of your name, of your choice, whom you like. With this, we conclude today's session. Thanks for being with me and thanks for the cooperation. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru.